Game week 5, let's go. Another week of trying to predict the scores across game week 5 of the National League South. As usual, we're going to do shock of the week, scores I got right, and then get into our predictions. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And let's get going. So, shock of the week. Maybe this is a bit cruel, but I am going to give it to Aveley beating Worthing. It was almost just because I feel like Worthing just shouldn't be beaten. They are so good, and I thought they were just going to be unstoppable for a bit longer. Aveley, at the end of the day, are now on 9 points after losing first game of the season. Mega impressed with the way they've started, and absolutely gutted Dartford have got to go there next. If we take a look at the scores I did get right, believe it or not, the scores I got right were my team Dartford and the game I went and watched Yeovil and put on the channel. The vlog is out, link in the description. Predicted Dartford to draw 1-1 to Farnborough, and that did happen in the 98th minute. Absolutely gutted Dartford. If you concede again to throw away the game, I'm going to hit someone. Probably my brother. Sorry, James. And of course, the other one I got right was Yeovil versus Maidstone. That finished 1-1 as well. So both of the results I got right were 1-1 draws. Nonetheless, enough of that. Let's get into the game week 5 predictions. Starting off with the one I really don't want to do, Aveley versus Dartford. Aveley, as we've just mentioned, have just beaten Worthing. Fantastic result, unbelievable stuff. Sitting on 9 points right at the top of the table. Not the top, but up there at the top. Playing Dartford, who are now in the bottom 4. 3 draws and a loss this season. And all 3 of the draws have just been chucked away. It's so annoying. An Alfie Pavey penalty cost Dartford 3 points yet again, and Dartford just don't look like they've got a win coming anywhere, especially not against an Aveley side who look so strong at the moment. They look really good, playing good football, scoring goals, not conceding shed loads either. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially when they're playing at home. So for that reason, for the very, very first time this season, I am going for a Dartford loss. I'm going 2-1 Aveley. Next up, we have Bath City taking on Hampton and Richmond. Bath City got themselves very much back on track this weekend after a 6-2 drumming against Weston-super-Mare. They came back and got a 2-1 away win at Eastbourne, which is a really, really good result. Eastbourne are slowly starting to slip down in my predictions for this season because they're just not performing as well as I would have thought at first. Bath City, on the other hand, fantastic result to bounce back after that thumping. As I mentioned, Hampton and Richmond, on the other hand, have beaten away as well. A horrible trip for them. They've gone to Truro, got all 3 points, 2-1 win. Fantastic result for them after just, nicking a late point at Dartford. They're having a really good start to the season now as well, and soon they're going to have their stadium back and be able to start playing at home as well. So that should even boost the momentum that bit more. That being said, I think it's going to be a really close game. I really do. Bath City at home. Hampton and Richmond don't seem to be struggling too much away, that's for sure. Their last 2 games are proving that. So for that reason, I'm going to play it safe and I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Game 3 of the day, we've got Braintree Town. They're taking on Chippenham Town. Braintree just come off the back of a 1-1 draw to Dover. I did predict 2-2, so I did get the draw right. I did see it being an even game, and it was just that. And Chippenham, on the other hand, they've had a fantastic start to life, fallen a bit off the wagon with losses against Torquay and, of course, now Tonbridge Angels. Fantastic result for them after losing 2 games in a row, by the way. But Chippenham Town, of course, coming up short yet again. They did have a player sent off. I believe that was already after the 2 goals had been scored via Tonbridge. So just lacking that bit of extra spark that they had at the start of the season. That being said, I think yet again this will be another close game. Do I want to call it a draw? 2 games in a row? I do. I'm going 1-1. Dover Athletic versus Worthing. Dover managing to get points on the board yet again, as we've just discussed, drawing with Braintree Town. Really good results for them. I'm sure Dover are quite happy to just keep plodding themselves up the table, considering so many people had them as favourites to be relegated. On the other hand, Worthing losing their first game of the season against Aveley. That will be a tough game, and Aveley are right up there this year with 3 wins out of 4, so you can't judge Worthing too much off that one result. That being said, I think Worthing will go there and win this one. I know it's very harsh for Dover fans to go and back Worthing after they've just lost, But I really do think they'll do it. They'll bounce straight back. I'm sure of it. I hope I'm wrong, Dover fans. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I just think they will win. And I think they're going to come out 3-1 winners. Eastbourne Borough taking on Truro City. Truro have had a bit of a rocky week or so with results not going their way. A couple of consecutive 2-1 losses, especially after the Yeovil game where they played so well. To then bring Hampton back to their place and lose 2-1 again will be a bit gutting for them, I'm sure. But a bit of a shout out to Neil because he is banging them in at Truro. He looks a fantastic player. Top goal scorer in the league at the moment with 4. So he's looking a stupidly good threat against a very, very young Eastbourne side at the moment. I'm sure he's going to run them ragged. Eastbourne are conceding their fair few amount of goals. So that being said, Eastbourne at home hasn't really played too much of a difference bar their sort of really good start to the season with a 1-0 win. I think it's going to be tight, but I think I'm going to go for a Truro win. I'm going to go 2-1 Truro. Next up, we have Farnborough, who take on Weston-super-Mare. This should be a really, really good game. Farnborough, of course, picking up that valuable point away at Princes Park against Dartford on the weekend. Fantastic stuff for them. What a day that must have been for the fans in that away end. Weston-super-Mare on the other end, their start has been incredible. Back-to-back 1-0 wins, 6-2 win against Bath, local rivals, unreal start, and then go and lose 3-0 to Slough Town. I'm really sorry, I probably should have put Slough Town as the surprise of the weekend. I really should. I feel incredibly harsh now, but you're getting your shout out now, Slough Town fans, because that win was fantastic. I know Weston-super-Mare did get a red card, but nonetheless, that's a fantastic result, and you should have been right up there with that Aveley result over the weekend. So yeah, big shout out to you. But on to this fixture. Farnborough look a really strong side, especially at home. I've said all my videos they will be a strong side at home. Weston-super-Mare, they're still a great side. I can't see them going down with how they've started the season, but cream always rises to the top, and we will see who is where after 10 games or so. That being said, I do think this will be an equal game. I do think Farnborough will just be the better side at home, so I'm expecting them to pinch a win, especially after Weston-super-Mare coming off the back of a 3-0 loss. So that being said, I'm going for a 1-0 Farnborough win. Hemel and Hempstead take on Maidstone Town. The dream hasn't quite continued after back-to-back wins to start the season for Hemel and Hempstead. On the other hand, Maidstone are slowly starting to rise up the table. They've now had 2 wins and a really, really valuable point away at Yeovil at the weekend just gone. It's a fantastic point for them, although I didn't think they played necessarily well. I don't think any team played well, and it was probably one of the worst games I've watched in a long time, to be honest with you. But Maidstone are constantly getting points on the board. They are one of the bigger clubs in the league. They do show you how they grind out their results. Hemel and Hempstead, on the other hand, obviously just lost to Weymouth. But Weymouth, I know they were relegation, sort of almost relegation. It should have been done and dusted last year, and they stayed up. They've had a great start. They've had a really, really good start. Wins over Hemel now, wins over Dartford, points at Taunton, should I say. Really good start for them. So Hemel and Hempstead, it's not going to be one of those results that should affect their season too much. I'm just babbling a bit now, but this will be a pretty good game. Hemel at home, of course. I think it'll be fairly equal. I don't think Maidstone have loads and loads of goals in them at the moment. I really don't think their attacking threat is that scary. So that being said, I'm going to go quite fair, quite honest, and I think for the second time in this video, go for a 1-1 draw. Slough Town take on Torquay United. Should be a really good game. Slough Town, as I said in an earlier clip, well done to you this weekend. That is a fantastic result. What a horrible start to the season you were having. It's always really tough when that sort of start is happening. It's never nice as a fan, but a 3-0 win over high flies Weston-super-Mare, that's one way to put yourself back in the mix. A fantastic result, and I think Alexander even got a hat-trick that day. spun off the red card. I don't care. 2-0 up before the red card. That's what matters. Slough were performing. Frustrating Weston-super-Mare, sending off 3 first half goals. Fantastic performance from them. Fantastic. Even got a chance to watch highlights the other day. Torquay United, on the other hand, got a fantastic win at St Albans. St Albans will be a tricky team to beat in this league, as we say every year. It's just a bit of a shame they've lost so much of their defensive structure, but they're still going to be right up there. So for Torquay to go away, snatch a 1-0 win, keep a clean sheet, it's going to, do them the world of good for confidence. They are again away this week against Slough Town, and I do think they'll have a very, very similar result. I think they are going to win, but not by much. So I know you've had a great week, Slough fans, and I'm so happy for you, but I'm going for a Torquay United win, and I'm going for a 2-1 win. Taunton Town play St Albans, who we've just discussed. I won't go too much into detail on them after their recent loss to Torquay. Not too much to be read into that because Torquay will be a good side this year. Taunton Town, on the other hand, what a fantastic win again. Sneaking all 3 points out of Welling United. I put 1-1 and I thought Welling would sneak a draw, but Taunton have nicked that 1 goal that I expected them to. I don't think they're going to be a side that score stupid amounts of goals in games, but they just look like a really well-drilled side. And as I put in my predictions, I wouldn't be surprised if they are have another mid-table season, which for me personally, I think Taunton Town fans, that is a really, really good result if that does happen. Taunton at home again, should be a really good game. I think it'll be very even. I want to go for a draw, but I'm not. I'm going a bit weird. I don't know why. I'm going for a St Albans City win. One team won 1-0, one team lost 1-0. So I'm just gonna crisscross it over. Why not? I'm going for 2-1 St Albans. Next up, Welling United taking on Havant and Waterlooville. It's only 5 games in, but this to me seems like it's going to be a massive, massive game for both teams. Both of these teams are going to really, really struggle this year in the league. Although from the articles I read, Welling were creating a lot more chances against Taunton. They looked a lot better than they had with a few players returning. They still look like they're going to struggle to A, keep clean sheets, and B, score goals. And if you haven't got either of those, hot, then you're not gonna set fire to the league, are you? So they really need to pick up some points. Havant and Waterlooville have finally got some points on the board. Recently got a 1-1 draw at Chelmsford, which is a fantastic result considering Havant did have a red card as well. And not only that, Samir Carruthers missing that penalty in the first half. So Havant will be very, very happy to take home a point there. And it will even give them a boost of confidence going to Welling to hopefully pick up a few more points. Will that happen? I'm not sure. These teams have both had such poor starts to the seasons that I just wouldn't want to call this one. I think Welling will be a lot better at home in front of their fans. Havant will be, having a bit of a confidence surge, hopefully, after finally getting some points on the board and hopefully relax a little. I can't call this. I wouldn't feel fair calling it. And in my head, I can't call it. So I'm going to have to go with my gut and go for a draw yet again. And Havant fans, I'm going for yet another 1-1 draw. Weymouth take on Chelmsford City. Chelmsford, as I've just said, coming off that 1-1 draw of Havant. Probably should have done a bit better. But the red card came fairly late. Penalty chances missed. They were the better side. They were on top. It was actually a foul goal from Havant and Waterlooville that really broke the deadlock. And it was a cracking goal as well. It was a cracking goal. Weymouth, high flyers, doing really well this year. Staying up in that top 10, I believe, as it currently stands. They will be really, really chuffed with their start. I'm absolutely sure of it, especially as, in my opinion, they probably even deserve to get something out of St Albans' first day of the season. So with that being said, yet again, I think another close game. But I think Chelmsford may come and just nick all 3 points. So I'm going for a 2-1 Chelmsford win. Bit out of the blue, that one. Last but not least, Yeovil Town taking on Tonbridge Angels. Yeovil Town have got plenty of points on the board now. Recent win over Truro, then got a home draw against Maidstone. They're just not playing great is my problem. It's not the most attractive football, but it's grinding out results for them, so it's whatever works for each team, I suppose. They're, having a pretty shocking sort of first 70 minutes to a game, and then getting themselves back into it late on, and it seems to be kind of doing the business, I suppose. They are playing Tonbridge Angels, who had a really ropey start, 2 losses, and they've turned that around and now on back-to-back wins, including, of course, a really good away win against the Chippenham side, who look pretty strong this year and have certainly surprised me a little bit as well. So I think yet again, Yeovil are going to have a tough match day. I can't see, them. I just can't give them predictions like 4-1 like I was at the start of the season. I do think they'll come out victorious in this one in their 4th straight home game. So I am going to go for a 2-1 Yeovil win. But as I say, would love to see Tonbridge go and do that again. So you have it. There is all 12 game week 5 fixtures predicted in the National League South. If you did enjoy, as I always say, please press that subscribe button for more National League South content. I will not be attending a National League South game this week. I will actually be heading off to a championship game. I'll keep it a bit of a secret until close to the time. But as I say, the predictions are all in the comments, the description below. If you do want to use the template to put your predictions in the comments, I'm always happy to see them. I'm just chatting rubbish now. I'm going to sign it off there because I've got a bit of work to edit in. Until the next one, I'll see you all around. Thanks for watching. Peace.